everybody, welcome back to the Escentual Owl. Erin here to make another cold process soap. Today we are making number 2 of 12, and this soap, you might be able to see, my base oils are very yellow. More yellow than normal, and that is because of the fragrance oils that I am using. And actually, here is what I'm using. Let me find the bottles. Okay, so in this soap, I am making my own fragrance blend, and I am doing a patchouli orange soap. My customer requested a patchouli soap, but she didn't want straight patchouli, and she wanted something different than what I had done previously. She just kind of gave me free rein to do something new, so that is what I am doing now. So I have patchouli fragrance oil from Brambleberry. This smells exactly like patchouli fragrance, or I shouldn't say patchouli fragrance, patchouli essential oil. And the orange is going to be the orange tenfold from Brambleberry. This is essential oil. It is not fragrance, so this is a fragrance oil, essential oil blend. And the reason why I'm not using patchouli essential oil is just because I didn't have any immediately on hand, but I did have the patchouli fragrance, so that is what I used. When you hold the two up next to each other, to this patchouli fragrance versus a patchouli essential oil, I cannot tell the difference. She didn't specifically request just fragrance oil, or I'm sorry, just essential oil, so that's what I'm doing. Now, our colors today, I'm not sure if I'm going to do a 2-color soap or a 3-color soap. I haven't quite decided yet. We'll figure that out once we get there. But one of the swirls will be orange for obvious reasons because of the orange essential oil. And in this container, I have unsweetened baking cocoa powder and a little bit of the mocha, I think it's called mocha brown. Yes, mocha brown mica powder from Brambleberry, and that's just to stabilize the color of the cocoa powder. Just a little bit. I have used cocoa powder several times in the past to color brown portions of soap. It makes a very nice brown color, very natural, earthy looking sort of color, and it does not smell like cocoa in the finished soap, just in case you were wondering. So I don't really have a whole lot more to say. I'll figure out once I get this blended up. I do believe it's going to stay fairly liquid, so I may end up doing a triple colored soap, and if I do, I will just leave this portion of the soap uncolored. It will just be natural. I have done that color scheme for another patchouli soap in the past for this same customer, but it has been quite a while, and they were very happy with that one. So I think I'll do that, but we'll just have to see how it behaves once I get it all mixed up. I am just going purely off of whatever feels right at this particular moment. I'm doing a lot of new fragrances with new colors, and I kind of just want to see what comes to me when I smell these fragrances, rather than coming up with a design beforehand that may end up being disastrous for me, but sometimes it works very well. So without further ado, let's jump right into the making of this soap. So that's all the mixing that I'm going to do for this soap. I am going to make it a tricolor soap because it is staying wonderfully fluid. It's beautiful. And I'm really interested to see what's going to happen to the uncolored portion of the soap because orange essential oil is very, very, very yellow. And I'm just really interested to see what happens to it as I let it sit uncolored, just sort of as an experimental thing. So I'm just going to scrape the sides and the bottom of all of my containers here, make sure that everything is good and mixed up together. This is staying very, very liquid. I'm very happy with this. So here is our orange, very orange. That is Orange Vibrance from Nurture. Get this good and mixed together. See how fluid? That's what I like to see. And I'll just give this a quick mix for good measure just to sort of keep things loose and moving. I do believe I'm just going to do a drop swirl with this one. And of course I've made a mess. Clean that really fast. Okay, so now let's put this into frame. So I am going to go in with some of our base on the bottom, just a little bit, and this is going to give us very thin, wispy swirls because it's so fluid. And I'm also just going to be doing little bitty amounts. I want to try to do a bunch of passes with just a little bit of the soap just to see what happens. And I got some up on the side there. I'm not going to worry about it. But I will speed this part up just because you've seen me do it once. I'm just going to keep doing this over and over and over until I run out of batter. That's all the pouring I'm going to do. There's actually, it's a little bit overfull, which is fine. It's not that big of a deal. I just definitely don't want to pour anymore. But I am going to take my spatula, dip into these other colors. I'm just going to drip them on the top and give it a little bit of a swirl. And I only used half of the orange essential oil in this. And to be quite honest, you guys, I think I probably should have just used a fourth because that orange tenfold it's quite overpowering if I'm going to be completely honest. It does smell very good. It definitely does not smell like straight orange, which would have been fine even if it was, because the orange, in my experience, citrus oils, specifically citrus essential oils, tend to lighten up during the curing process. They can sometimes get lost, so that is why I went a little bit heavy with the orange. But because this one is a tenfold fragrance, or I'm sorry, a tenfold essential oil, I think I probably could have gotten away with doing a fourth of a bottle. That orange is so pretty and vibrant. They have the best micas. And I don't want to make that come across as shade to other companies, because I definitely do use micas occasionally from other soap supply companies, but I keep going back to the Nurture colors because they're just my favorite. I couldn't really give you an explanation why. They're just my favorite. But that orange vibrance just stands out so well. Now, I think I will use my old friend little owl mold. I'm gonna scrape all these big colors, all these small containers into the big container and pour what I can off into the owl mold. Give these containers a good scrapey. Yes, I did take that from Royalty Soaps. I absolutely adore Katie and her videos, and her family is so cute. Okay, so I've got everything all poured and taken care of. All my containers are scraped. So now I'm just going to lightly swirl this top. I'm just going to do one pass, and then I'll go back and swirl anything that's not swirled. And I'm not going too far down into the soap either. So actually that looks pretty good. I think I'm going to leave it like that. I need to wipe off my table because that soap was very liquidy and splashed everywhere. And let me bring you all in for a close-up. All right, you guys, so this is what the finished soap top looks like. It is very liquidy. I apologize for the glare. Not a whole lot I can do about that right now. And I know that this is coming across as sort of green. At least that's the way that it looks on camera. It's not. It's a yellowish. It's more of a yellowy tone than a green tone. But I absolutely love it. I think that that swirl is so pretty. I absolutely love it. I love how that orange is standing out very, very vibrant against the other colors, and it's just, it's very pretty. I don't really have much else to say about it. It's hard to tell in this lighting, I know, but the orange especially is very, very sparkly. The brown, the mocha brown mica is also very extremely shimmery, but with the cocoa powder in there, it doesn't come across quite as shimmery as it would if it was by itself. But I will take a video with flash just so you all can see that shimmer. And that's all that I have for this portion of the video. I'll see you guys for the cut. Welcome back. This is the next day after we made that patchouli orange soap, and you guys, boy, did this one turn into something interesting, because as you can see, the top turned white. The uncolored batter turned white. There was no titanium dioxide in that unblended portion of that soap, but down here it is still yellow. It's entirely possible that as this saponifies and sits, it will turn white to match this, or it's possible that this turns back yellow. We'll have to see. If I can remember to, I'll stick another shot in there of the soap after it has sat for a few days to see if there have been any changes. I'm very curious to see what happens, but let me bring this in for you all to see. So here are the sides here. You can see still very, very yellow compared to the top. It looks like I colored that top. I did not. So it's very, very interesting. And you can see that very stark orange there against that brown and that base color. Now, on this side, I've talked about this before. For whatever reason, the rule of thumb is if you gel your soaps, your colors become more vibrant. It is the exact opposite for me once again. This portion right here is this orange. So this part gelled, this part did not. So take that as you will, but I just wanted to point that out. There's not two different oranges here. You all just saw me make the soap a few moments ago. There was only one orange color it used. It was this one. It matches the top, and I don't really know why that happens, but as the soap sits and further saponifies and continues to cure, this generally will, I don't really know if the whole thing will lighten or the whole thing will darken, but eventually these two will be the same color just from previous experience. But look at this top, you guys. Oh, I am in love. I absolutely love how this turned out. It is so pretty. And I'm very excited to cut into this one. So let's go on and do that, because I just cannot wait to see how those tiny drop swirls turned out. And this one is quite firm, so it's cutting like a dream. Okay, so there is the back, and then there is the inside. So, as you can see, there is orange, but here is also orange. Two very different oranges. I'm okay with it. I'm also interested to see what happens here. Is this going to stay white? Is this going to turn white? Are they going to turn two different colors? Are they going to stay two different colors, I should say? I have no idea. We'll have to see. I'll try to remember to take another shot of these in a few days and see what exactly happens, because that is a very interesting result there. But I am very happy with how that turned out. I think that swirl is very nice. So let's do one more cut, and I will speed the rest of the footage up, because I know it gets a little bit repetitive, and to be honest, I don't have a whole lot to talk about today to fill the silence. There is that gorgeous top. Okay, this is the final bar. There is one side, there is the other, and that is it for our Patchouli orange soap. I will try to remember to insert a clip or a photo or something of what this soap looks like after sitting and curing for a few days. And if I do remember to do that, it will be at the end of this. So stick around just a few extra minutes to see how that turned out. That is all that I have for you all for this video. If you enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe. Tell me what you think in the comments down below. Have you ever had a soap do this if you are a soap maker? Did you expect this? Because I did not. I'd love to hear your thoughts, your opinions, your experiences down below. Turn on that notification bell so that you will never miss one of my uploads, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.